Hey kids, the program you're about to listen to contains some adult situations, adult language, themes, and other adult topics. If you're easily offended, this show's not for you.
Be sure to like and follow Crazy Truth on Swing Towns. Swing Towns has been around for 20 years, so they're an established, well-known site with lots of users. So you'll be able to easily find people you're interested in. And unlike other big sites, on Swing Towns, you don't have to worry about being bombarded with messages from people you're not interested in, because only people you're interested in can message you. And the best part is, you can message those people for free on Swing Towns. Hey, you crazy motherfuckers. Welcome back to another edition of The Crazy Truth. Don't mind us. All right, so this is episode number 7, and we're off to a bang-up start. That's right, all hell's already broken loose in the studios today. That's the way we roll at Kasbh Studios today. So I'm your host with the most. I'm Cole. I'm here with the lovely Miss Amanda.
Hey.
There she is. Look at her go. All right, so before we start, we already got a word in from our sponsor, didn't we? Yep. Okay, yeah. So perfect. So we got a word in for our sponsor. Make sure you visit our sponsor. We're very proud to have him on board and part of the team. So we always start off the show with a little bit of sex news. This time we're going to really hold up the mantle of the crazy truth, because there was a big thing circulating on Facebook this week. Everybody saw it, that the song that we all know and love, we've all seen it at every dance party, wedding we've ever been to, the Electric Slide, had come out, and that it was all about a vibrator. And that swept the internet. That was all over the place. Now, the news source, the source that reported it had an anonymous person that was supposedly in close contact with the original writer of the song, confirmed that yes, this was what the song was about. So I did some research on this, because obviously if it's about vibrators, it doesn't get any better than that anyways. So I did some looking and some research. Come to find out that is not true. That's right. So even though hopefully everybody will be shocking on the next time you see great grandma out there getting ready to do the electric slide, it's not that she's trying to get off. The writer of the song and the original artist of the song were absolutely offended, said we would never write a song about a vibrator. I don't know how people misinterpreted the lyrics. Slide it in. I don't know. Anyways, so the truth is that rumor has been debunked right here on The Crazy Truth. That song is not about a vibrator. It's actually about the good vibes of the 80s. It was supposed to be...
80s?
The 80s. Because he wrote it after Eddie Grant did Electric Avenue, and that left off, and he thought that would be a great place to put in the vibes. That'd be a great place to do the Electric Slide.
But if you listen to the lyrics...
I promise you, when you've had a couple cocktails at the next wedding, graduation, whatever the case may be, and everybody goes, ooh, goes running out to do the Electric Slide, just think that it's about a vibrator anyways, because that'll be funny.
Yes.
So, that's just like... Hey, so I spent all week long researching that. I was like Googling. I've got like my browser history is filled with vibrators, song lyrics. Yeah, I was all over that. It's awesome. Please, if something happens.
But when we read it, we pulled up the lyrics, and we're reading the lyrics. I'm like,
yeah. So what I recommend that everybody does, all of you ladies or guys, whatever, go home, put the song on, and get out a vibrator and see if it works for you.
I'm game.
and then send us video. No.
Jeez.
Send us emails. All right, hey, so before we get started on the show, obviously, anytime we'd love to take your questions, comments, and otherwise, you can email those to us at crazy.kasbh@gmail.com. That is KRAZY.KASBH @gmail.com. So don't hesitate to send us your questions. So let's get going, shall we? We got all kinds of cool shit to talk about today.
Okay.
So we got a question and emailed to us earlier this week, and they asked to remain anonymous. They are relatively new in the lifestyle. We were allowed to say it is a female. So the question became, so the past 2 experiences leading up to an actual hookup. This person and the person that she was hooking up with were texting, FaceTiming, chatting almost every single day, nonstop. And then after the hookup happened, then the communication almost stopped. Not like totally stopped. It wasn't like a ghosting situation, but like totally slowed down, and they did, it was just like an occasional text and whatever. So the actual question was, the person wanted to make sure that, how do you make sure that the individual that they'd been with, even though they'd slowed down the daily communication, still knew and truly understand that they actually really enjoyed it. It was a really good time, and it was really great. My question back to her was, so who initiated the slowdown in communication? I didn't hear back on that one. You want to take that one first?
Was there really a question in there?
There was.
I read the email, so I know what it said.
I mean, really the question is, I think the question was, or more leading to, why does it happen, and how do you make sure that the other person involved that knows you really, really did have a good time, even though the communication is slowed down? The reality of it is this. What happens is that before you do a hookup, let's face it, there's a degree of excitement, right? Mm-hmm. You're all excited. This is, there's I hate to use the E word, emotions, but there's all these emotions, whatever, tied into it, because you're ramped up, you're excited. I mean, this is like what it's all about. Woo-hoo, we're gonna go have some fun, whatever the case may be. You're excited to meet the person, so it's very easy. Every day, it's like anything. You meet somebody new and they're cool. It's easy to text them every day. It's easy to make phone calls. And it's easy to do all that kind of stuff with them, and have really actively engage in this conversation. Once it's all happened, it's not that the excitement has went away, or that you didn't have a good time or you didn't have fun. It's more just that, I don't know. It's like the events happened. I mean, the deal was closed. It's like selling a car. After you sold the car, you're going to do occasional follow up, but it's just not as hot of a topic.
So is the question more that want to make sure that the other person knew that she had a good time, or is it wondering if they had a good time?
I think it could go either way. She wanted to make sure that the other person knew that she had sincerely a good time, and that it wasn't something that was just like I did the standard reply of, oh, hey, it was great and never want to talk to you again, but that they actually had a good time. Now, she said that in one incident they played really, really, there was a lot of play, like fucking, good activity. The other one was like a quickie blowjob. So the thing is that she wanted to let them know that they really did have a good time. I think where it was also going to was kind of a question of why did they take, and why did the communication stop? I mean, the reality is the communication is going to slow down. There's no way around that. The communication is going to slow down. And after the fact, I mean, there's a lot of reasons it can. I mean, let's face it. Some people are in this for one and done. So, but everybody's a little bit different. How much communication do you... I love this. How much communication do you do, Miss Amanda, afterwards?
There isn't a lot of communication beforehand, at least with me and another person. I'm not an aggressive, let's talk dirty, let's make it more exciting type person.
Well, you bring up a great point. If you guys do a lot of sexting, okay, there's a huge difference between communication and chatting and sexting. Conversation leads yourself to the point of believing that, hey, you're actually talking about things like the weather, like, I don't know, your job, whatever it is. If you're sexting, of course the sexting is going to slow down after the fact because you've already done the act. So the sexting is really just the lead up to the excitement of actually doing it. Whereas if you're taking and just having a regular conversation, I can see that's developing a friendship. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So now on the flip side of that is you have to understand, especially when you're talking about singles, there can be a degree of one and done to it. I mean, it is what it is. There's going to be people that are going to be like, okay, well, that was great. We hooked up and bye-bye.
Well, there's numerous factors that can go into it. Such as, on the downside, maybe he didn't have a good time. Of course, he must have if it came back for a blowjob.
No, it was two different people.
Oh, two different people.
Two different people. I mean, yeah, I could see where it could be might not have had a good time. I mean, it's a distinct possibility. Hey, you got to realize, look, every single person that you hook up with, it's not going to be the most magical moment of their lives. Okay? And I mean, I know that sucks to hear because we all want to be the one that deep down our heart, we know that they're telling everybody, I had the greatest fuck in the world and it was this person. That's not always the case. So for some people, they're going to be like, thanks, that was great. And instead of being mature and going, hey, that was fun, let's not do it again, they're going to go to like a ghosting situation where they're going to take and they're just going to quit contacting you. Mm-hmm. Okay. But the other thing to keep in mind too is life gets busy. Okay. There's always more excitement and build up ahead of time, and you're trying to make sure everything goes right. You're trying to coordinate. Once it happens, well, life still comes up. People still have their jobs. They still have their kids. They still have all that stuff that goes through. And so then they have to take and they kind of move on with it, So depending on how often you hook up, I mean, that's the other thing, really. You may lead up because you only hook up once every 6 months because that's all you have time for. Mm-hmm. So then after that, you're not going to hook up at all. I mean, you're not going to communicate really because now you're focused on whatever and you have 6 months until you hook up again. Like as if they owned a page or something.
No doubt.
The thing is, don't take it as a negative. Don't take it as a positive. Shit happens. Look, if people don't believe you when you tell them you had a good time, that's on them.
Yes, agreed.
Because the more that you try to like reiterate it and the more you try to say it, then it becomes like less believable. No, really, but seriously, but really. No, I mean, say it once, either they believe it or don't. Either they had a great time or they didn't.
And then you can come off needy.
And clutchy. Clutchy is fucking bad. Clutchy is really, 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 really fucking bad. Just say no to clutchy. Mm-hmm. Even if you're a single. Even if you're a single couple, doesn't matter. Clutchy's bad. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I agree.
There you go. See, right off the bat, we're starting on a good note. We both agree on the same thing right off the bat for the first show.
Ooh.
God. All right, so onward and upward. So we actually posed a question on Reddit this week, and the question, and we got some killer responses on this. So the question is, should you, if spouses play alone, you're playing separate, okay? So, and this primarily refers to the female playing alone. So if the female plays alone with a male, single male or part of a couple, doesn't matter, but they play alone. Should the single male, or should the male not involved, should he thank the husband or the spouse or the boyfriend? Okay, so we pose this question because we deal in real life situations. Sometimes it's our situation. Who knows? So we pose in real life situations. So my point of view on this is that it is up to it's common courtesy that the single male that played, or the part of the couple, whatever, the male that got to play with my wife or a wife has a general responsibility to acknowledge, thank, whatnot, the activity that happened, the fucking that occurred, the fun that occurred. Okay? So obviously, Miss Amanda, how do you feel about that?
Because we've talked about this all week, or 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. I don't think they necessarily have to.
Hence why we put this question out on Reddit to see what other people would think as well. So okay.
I think you go and you have sex and you expect him to say thank you a week later.
It shouldn't be a week later though. That's just it. It's not necessarily supposed to be a week later. Okay, so the thing is this. I understand when I say that I think people should say thank you. Okay, I'm not expecting like a huge long dissertation like thank you so much because it was great when she sucked my dick and then when she coddled my balls and then when I don't care about like this huge detailed play by play. Okay, I'm talking about just having a simple like a bro thank you. That's what it is. It's a bro thank you. So to me, like saying, hey, send me a text. There you go. That's a good example. You can send me. You don't even have to do it in person. Okay, just send me a text. Just like the person should be sending the female a text saying, hey, I had a great time. Thank you. Okay, the same thing applies. So why not send me a text that just says, hey, thanks very much for Tuesday night or for letting Tuesday night happen. How is that necessarily a bad thing? I mean, I did let him fuck my wife. So, I mean, I'm just saying. So what's wrong? What's wrong with expecting common courtesy and to say thank you back for something like that? Because to me, I didn't have to. I had the ultimate power to kibosh it, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just one of those things. Now, so when we posed the question on Reddit, here's what was really funny. We got like 80 responses on this. And it was funny because the responses, we got both ends of the spectrum. Okay? So part of the responses were absolutely not. Absolutely not. That it is by me or by a guy wanting a thank you like that I'm saying that you're my possession. Okay, do you feel like that by wanting to thank you that's making you a possession?
No. I don't feel like it's making me a possession.
I mean, it's not like I'm saying you're like my ladder. Can I borrow your ladder? Sure, go ahead and borrow my ladder. Hey, thank you. It's not that same type of a thing. But
kinda, yeah.
Well, kinda it is.
You're letting them borrow your wife.
I'm letting them borrow your pussy. So if I'm letting them borrow your pussy, shouldn't we say thank you for that? I mean, here's the thing is, what reasons could a guy not have? Why would you not want to, as another guy, why would you not want to say thank you for that? I mean, seriously, what, I mean, I have no problem. Look, I had no problem going ahead and fucking your wife, so I shouldn't have any problem being able to say, hey, I appreciate it. I mean, that's the biggest thing is, I mean, people go that one of the big things on Reddit was it kept coming up, oh, it's awkward, it's awkward, it's awkward. Well, it wasn't too awkward to fuck her, so if it's not too awkward to fuck her, why is it too awkward to say, hey, thanks? The look I'm getting is just fucking priceless. It's just like almost stunned and speechless on this whole thing.
Pretty much because we've gone round and round and round about it. I just think it can be awkward. I think it would depend on how approachable you are and if you're intimidating or not.
So, well, okay, but so the thing is that if
how many times have guys even been able to look at you in the face?
Well, okay, yeah, that's true. I get that. I see that. I get that point. But the thing is that, okay, it's not like I'm asking for that they have to contact me for pre-approval. Okay, if you reach out and the expectation should be, and it is with us, should be that if you said it's okay and you're down, that we should have communicated with it for all the way across the board. We should have already communicated. We should have already communicated with it. I mean, that's the big thing. Okay, so take that out. That was a big thing. A lot of people on Reddit threw out there was, well, maybe she's playing and somebody doesn't know. That's a totally different ballgame. Okay, so my thought is if you've said it's okay, you've communicated with me. So he shouldn't have to call and check with me that he actually communicated. Okay?
Right.
But with that being said, it's still a thing of I still ultimately could kibosh the whole situation. I could still say, no, absolutely not. At the very last minute, at any point in time leading up to the moment of actual, you headed out the door, I could kibosh it. And to me, it's just a common courtesy. To not acknowledge it at all is almost like a slap in the face. It's almost like saying, "Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, I don't know you shit." The thing is that obviously shouldn't there be some degree of communication after the fact?
Well, yeah. I mean, yes, there should be communication because, well, you should be comfortable enough to be able to have conversation afterwards.
Exactly. But
I'm trying to think. Have I ever thanked anybody? I don't know.
You're not a
I don't
dude.
think so. Yeah, but it should go both ways.
Yeah, well,
people on Facebook say it should go both ways. Women should say it too.
Well, okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the chick code. I only know like a bro code. I don't know what the chick code is with that. I mean, it probably should. I mean, yes, okay. Everybody should be thanked for being involved. Absolutely, everybody needs to be thanked. But I mean, it doesn't have to be like Hallmark, but still, everybody, hey, this is just one to let everybody out there know it was a wonderful time having sex. No, but I mean, everybody should be thanked. But is it that big of a deal to a female to hear it from another female?
Not to me, it's not.
Okay, so see, there you go. This is that whole chicks think different than guys do situation, right? So
no, because there's some women that think that you should thank them.
Well, but. Okay, so...
But honestly, I can't remember if anybody's ever told me thank you.
Well, maybe I wasn't that good. I mean, that's a distinct possibility. Well, here's where it leads into it.
But you should still say thank you if it's not good or if it's good or bad.
Well, maybe. I mean, I suppose. Yeah, probably. It's more you just want acknowledgement. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if you were a shitty fuck, I'd be okay with if they just came up and said, "Hey, about Thursday night, she sucked, but I appreciate you letting me give it the old college try." I don't know. I mean, that's a distinct possibility. The thing is, though, is that okay? Yeah, it should be, but it's for guys. We solve problems differently. We communicate differently. We hug differently. Okay, the right amount of pats on the back, to the side. Arms in front. I mean, it's the whole way we do things. So to just basically take and give a basic acknowledgement. That's really, I think as a husband, you want that basic acknowledgement because you still want to make sure that there's no confusion on dominance. See, this way there's no confusion. It's like when you say thank you to another guy for letting them fuck your wife, you're basically like going, "Hey, you're dominant in this situation. You're the dominant male in this situation." Oh, this is awesome. I'm getting fucking looks from the sound guy. I'm getting looks from Miss Amanda. Okay, it is what it is. It's a reality. You are saying that.
But isn't that kind of like a possession then?
Well,
the way you just said that, it sounds like a possession.
To a degree, I mean. When we formed the holy bonds of matrimony, okay, we agreed to a lot of shit. Forsake all others. Whoops, that one didn't work out. But I mean, when we agreed to marriage, we're like, we took and we, instead of being one,
or is it the whole obey part?
Call me daddy. We became one, right?
Right.
We became one all the way across the board. So the thing is that, I mean, although that kind of weird when I say that, because if we became one totally, then it was kind of like I went and fucked the dude. I don't know.
Good grief.
I don't know how that goes. Well, okay, so here's where it leads into a broader question then, and this is a legitimate broader question. Are the rules different for singles versus somebody's part of a couple? So, but before we answer that, before we go to that, because we're going to follow up with there, we want to take a quick break to Real quick, to thank the sponsor of the second half of our show, the American Dream. The American Dream, half concert hall, half gentleman's club, one hell of a party with live music every Thursday through Saturday night and adult entertainment every night. Never a cover, but always a great time. The American Dream, 7402 F Street in Omaha, Nebraska. That was smooth and natural. Okay. So, all right. So now back to the regular programming. We got to work on that part. All right. So do the rules change if it is a single being involved with a couple, or we have a couple that we play with all the time, and so sometimes you and him go play, and sometimes her and I go play. Do the rules change for single males versus married males? And there's a lot of varying degrees on this one. Because is it necessarily fair to singles to have a separate set of rules for them? Do you think? I don't know.
There shouldn't be separate rules.
Okay. So, but and I kind of agree with you, but here's the catch with that. You don't often hear people in the lifestyle. You'll hear people talk about single females that are batshit crazy, or single males that are batshit crazy, or single females or single males that are looking for relationships or other things other than just sex. And old swingers a lot of times don't even consider single males as swingers. Okay, but how often do you hear about, oh, that couple's batshit crazy? You don't. It's said behind closed doors because there's some batshit crazy couples. Okay, there really are, but you don't hear that as much. You don't go to a party where, hey, we're going to limit the number of couples that are allowed to attend.
Maybe you're the batshit crazy.
Maybe. Could be a little bit. Is that what people are saying about me out there? Oh my God.
They're not going to say it to me.
Poor Miss Amanda. She's so normal. She's married to batshit crazy Cole. Perfect. But do the rules, so you think the rules should always apply the same across the board? Single males, single females versus couples.
Yeah. Because why would it be different?
Because in theory, there's no chance of, well, I guess there's always a chance of, but in theory, you shouldn't have to worry about a relationship when forming, because okay, so let me try this again.
Well, you're confusing me, because what is saying thank you have to do with forming a relationship?
Okay, because it's an acknowledgement. Maybe it's a dominance thing. It's just the dominance thing. That's what it is. Maybe that's what it is with me. It's just dominance. The thing is in theory, if you go fuck another gal's husband, okay, you guys go have sex, you guys go out play, you have fun, rock on, right? And then when you part ways, you come home to your husband, he goes home to his wife, and life goes on, right? Next day, it's just normal, whatever. But if it's a single, then you come home to your husband, and he goes home to his empty bachelor pad, or whatever the case may be. So what he wants out of it or needs out of it becomes different than what you need out of it. Oh my God, the looks are just fucking priceless.
No, I'm just trying to follow how that became up from the saying thank you.
Because the thank you is the overall acknowledgement. The thank you is the acknowledgement knowing that they were given a gift. And that's what it is. They were given a gift. They were given the gift of permission. And that's why I can see that you should get it as single. Females should also say it to other females, because it is a gift. You're allowing it to happen. Even though we don't own each other, you're still allowing it to happen. It's a gift.
So is it focused just on that singles should say it, or both? Because you've heard some people that play with couples and expect.
Yeah, the human in me says it should be the same across the board. The lifestyle person, 8 years from lifestyle, says I'm more worried about single males than I am males in a couple. But no, it should be across the board. I think it's easier to take as when you're part of a couple to have that conversation just because. I don't know. I don't feel as threatened. And maybe a lot of guys don't feel as threatened by someone that's in a relationship versus a single. Again.
Well, depends on how happily married they are.
Okay, touche. So screen all your people. I mean, I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's a really hot topic. Okay, so I'm going to boil it down. Let's bring it back down, shall we? Number one, I refuse to believe that asking for a thank you, whether it be a female saying thank you to you or a male saying thank you to me, it's not about a possession. It's about respect. It's about courtesy.
Okay.
Just common courtesy. Do you agree with that or not? Are you like you're saying okay, but I can kind of tell you're like, I don't know about that.
No, I understand your point.
But am I right? Speak up, possession.
Are you?
The nice thing is you can't hit me because I'm on camera.
Ass. Want to make a bet?
No, I mean,
like I hit you. I'm so abusive.
Maybe, but no, seriously. Do you believe that that's a fair statement? That it's not. Have you ever felt possession-y when I ask people to say thank you for doing stuff to you? Not that I have that many people. Now you have that many people doing stuff to you.
I was going to say, not like I've played with a lot of people by myself.
Right.
For that to happen. But do I think it's wrong? No. Maybe, because we brought this up when we were talking about it, could it be outdated?
And that's real. Yes, I mean maybe it is. Maybe I'm living in a different world a little bit with it. I mean the reality of it is, I'm not a touchy-feely guy. I mean, well, I got some more looks at that. No, I mean, no, I'm not an aggressive guy. When we're out at a club or an event, with the exception of last night, I generally am not. I'm not going to be the aggressor. You're going to have to really, as a female, you're going to have to really show me that you're interested because I don't want to offend. I don't want to, make any assumptions. Okay,
right.
Which has probably hurt us from getting laid at different times through the years, but. So, I still believe in opening doors and all that kind of stuff. So maybe, is it an outdated thing?
It could be.
Especially in person. I mean, how intimidating is it to send a fucking text?
It shouldn't be
intimidating. I mean, if you can't send me a text to say thank you, come on. Seriously? You don't have to face me. You don't have to look me in the eye. You don't have to anything like that. You're just sending me a text. Maybe I'll respond or maybe I won't. But I mean, I get it. Maybe I'm outdated. So is it? Well, wait a minute. If I'm outdated for wanting it, is it the new way that you want it to hear it from other females?
Who said I wanted to hear it? I don't care. It doesn't bother me one way or the other if I hear it or not.
Are you sure?
The thing is that for you to go play with them, I gave permission.
Well, see, that's just it.
So it's not. I mean, do I understand if you came home and go, "Thank you for letting me go play"? I would more expect a thank you out of you than I would from them.
Well, yeah, I should say thank you. I should have said thank you before I left. Which we do. We do that. Hey, thank you. Are you sure you're okay with this? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. So, yes, I should say thank you. Now, wait a minute. What if it's bad? Do I still have to say thank you then? Thanks for letting me go have a lousy time. I mean, I'm just saying. So, okay, so maybe that leads to the broader question. Is the whole concept of, we keep talking about permission and everything else, is that whole concept, is that out of date?
I think it just depends on the relationship.
Okay, so, well, after 26 years, we should have, why do we need permission? I mean, why should you, there would be some people out there that would say that by me wanting you to ask my permission, that sounds fucked up because that's not exactly how that is, but to ask permission, it's sexist.
You're okay with it.
It's like I'm the parent and you're the kid. So when people talk about playing with permission, is that out of date? I'm writing this down too. We're recording this for a very important reason. However you answer this could dictate what my activities may be for the next week or so. Just saying.
No, I think it depends on your relationship and how you've developed your own ideas in the lifestyle. Just like we have our rules between us.
Way to dance right around. I was so.
I'm not dancing around it.
No, I was hoping you were going to say, nope, we no longer need permission. I got to go. Show's over. No.
Because, we know couples that they play alone.
Right. Consistently.
So I haven't talked to him about it to know, do they ask permission or ask if it's okay if they go play with this person? Or do they just go and do it? And do they expect a thank you?
And that would be an interesting thing. We need to create some scientific poll for this. But that, and probably that's the bigger thing. We don't actually ask permission.
Well, no.
We don't ask. Well, but I think some people do.
But I think
we've seen
it's
people
just a
do
way
that.
to put it. Yes.
We have seen people that literally ask permission. May I do this? This being have sex with somebody. May I go do this person? And we don't do that.
No.
I mean, we talk about it. We make sure everybody's on the same page, but we don't ask permission.
No.
I can't fathom not at least communicating.
Usually it's me going, go play.
Oh, because I just have so many. You make it sound like I'm just such a slut. Because I've got so many people just chomping all over the bit at me. Just saying. And I'm just trying to envision a world right now, in our world, where all of a sudden we were just like, hey, how was your day? Oh, it was good. This happened. This happened. This person quit at work. This happened. This happened. How was your day? Oh, it was good. At lunch, I went and fucked this person. I went and fucked this person. And I'm going to go do this later. And just like an after the fact, oh, by the way. And is there any scenario where that would ever be okay for you? Again, I'm recording this.
No, because we would talk about it first before you just randomly go off and play someone with it. Oh, by the way.
Guess what I did today?
Yeah.
How was your day? Awesome.
If I knew you were doing it, okay, so was it fun? Did you have fun?
Right, but we would talk about it ahead of time.
Tell me about it.
What if it was somebody you didn't necessarily... they weren't on the no-fly list, the no-fuck list, but you weren't totally sold on them?
You wouldn't have done it.
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean? I would.
If there's people that I'm iffy about, you wouldn't go. Well, I'm gonna go fuck her.
Well, I have. Okay,
no.
Wait a minute. Back up. I have never once said to you. I have never once told you, I'm gonna go fuck her. I have never just went. I'm gonna go fuck her. That's like me saying I'm giving you a honey-do list. Here. Make sure you get this stuff done today. I don't do that. I've never just said that to you.
No, I didn't say you did. I just said it wouldn't happen.
So what
did you miss that part?
No, what I'm saying is, okay, we have the no-go list, the off-limits list. We have that list. That it doesn't matter. That ain't never happening. Cool. So is your list long? What, have you included iffies on there?
No.
Okay. So what I'm saying is...
Usually it's a... Okay, or
Right. So if it's somebody that you're kind of iffy about, there are ones out there that you're kind of iffy about. You've had some you've been kind of iffy about. Mm-hmm. Okay. So with the iffy ones, at that point in time, do you need some sort of acknowledgement from them? Because you usually let people know based body language. Your eyes don't lie. You know.
Mine? I don't know what you're talking about.
And turn and block and block and block.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So I mean, does that change the game? Is that a game changer for you?
I don't feel like another woman has to tell me thank you.
Does it bother you when you've had another woman tell you thank you?
No.
So you're totally neutral on it.
Yeah.
Totally neutral.
Yeah.
Really? I mean, seriously. You could give two shits either way.
No, it doesn't bother me one way or the other. If they say it, cool. All right. If they don't, okay.
Wow.
I've had one girl, but it was right after you had sex with her. You blatantly you blatantly went, or not you. Sorry, got distracted. She came right out and gave me the biggest hold hug, and I'm like going, well, it must have been really that good for you.
Well, okay, but that was also the one where that was a birthday sex.
Uh-huh.
That was the one where I thought we'd been gone like 15 minutes.
Yeah, no, you were gone like over an hour.
Okay, but that was yeah, that was
But that was right afterwards, and it was a totally, to me,
that
was
was
a different.
that was one of those weird party situations. That was one of those weird because okay, for the listeners at home, that was at the world famous Bone Stock, where it's like a party. It's like a house party, but it's a house party on steroids because you've got like acreages, so you're there in the general campground area. So
Right.
that wasn't actually like playing alone. You could see the tent from where you were at.
Okay, but let me ask you this. Now I'll throw this out there to you.
Uh-huh.
So if we go and we play as a couple,
Mm-hmm.
do you expect the guy to still say thank you?
Well, at that point in time, then it's awkward not to say thank you. I mean, then it's like, if everybody doesn't like thank everybody at that point in time, like
Well,
swingers
when you're
hug.
leaving, you're hugging and
I mean-
you're saying thanks for a great time. But
Yeah,
is that
because-
really saying thank you for letting me fuck your wife?
Well, yeah, kind of, because think of it this way. If they didn't say it, it'd be like, what else is going to be? Okay, get out. I mean, that's going to be, I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I get it. I guess it's kind of saying thank you for the overall general activity, right? I mean, or is it just that awkward thing we just say because, well, you need to say it? I mean, and maybe that's the thing. What else are you going to say? Even if it was a horrible time, and we've had this happen, even if it was a horrible time, when we still do the hug and out the door we go, we say thank you for a great time. Mm-hmm. So it's a standard answer. Now, once the hotel room door closes, then the conversation totally goes a different direction to, oh my God, I couldn't feel that at all, or whatever the case may be, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's like a common greeting. It's like saying hello. That's what it is. It's like saying hello. You should probably at least acknowledge their existence, because it's rude when you don't acknowledge people. I don't know. I get it. I mean, I guess the thing is that maybe I'm just old school. Why? I have never had sex with somebody alone that if there was a partner somehow involved that I didn't say thank you. I mean, like, that's happened so many times. Actually, you know what? Let me think about this for a second. Most of the time I played, they've been singles. So I haven't had to thank anybody. Whoop, whoop. See, that's what it is. Plan accordingly, motherfucker. If you plan accordingly and you make sure that you're only playing with single women, then you never have to worry about saying thank you to anybody. I mean, except you. But I mean,
Nice, throw that in.
But I mean, that's a given, right? So if that's old school, what else is old school?
Oh, who the hell knows? There's probably a lot of stuff that's old school. I don't know.
I don't know. On Reddit, I got to tell you, and this is not part of the question or anything else. I don't really care. There was a couple put on there about they were trying to hook up and their emails, and they used the word date.
Yeah.
They used the word date, and I stupidly put my 2 cents in and said that there are 3 D words in the lifestyle. 1 is good and 2 are bad. For chicks, dick is good, drama is bad for everybody, and date is bad. We don't date. We quit dating 26 years ago. We don't date. And I got fucking crucified. I got lit up about that. It's just a word, and that's what a relationship means, and oh my God.
But you're not looking for a Well, I guess you can have a friend relationship, but you don't need or a friend with benefits, I guess, is a relationship.
They said every activity is a form of relationship, and that is so outdated, and that I got called out left and right. I got told that obviously we don't understand the lifestyle. I mean, I got ripped. I lost 7 karma points on Reddit because of that one post. And I just said, I go, well, that's the joy of the lifestyle. Some things work for certain couples, some things don't. So, but oh yeah, everybody's like, well, why wouldn't it be a date? Well, what's the difference between a play date and a date? A whole fucking lot is the difference between a play date and a date. Okay?
One's dinner, movie.
Yeah. Okay, let's simplify it. One is you hope at the end of it you get fucked. That's a date. And when you went on your first date, whatever age you were allowed to date, the goal was hopefully you were going to get your dick wet at the end of it. A play date means you already know you're going to fuck at the end of it or you're going to do something. There is a huge goddamn difference between a date and a play date.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, we don't.
By the way, you know what we'd love to hear from people?
What's that?
What we'd love to hear, and you can send us emails on this or comment now on crazy.kasbh@gmail.com. What is your definition of a date?
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, look, we're learning. It's
God, you're not going to let this one go either.
No.
My definition of a date is take somebody out to dinner
Okay.
and drinks
Okay.
out
Okay.
for drinks
Okay.
and
Okay.
hope that you have a good time.
Okay.
That's a date.
Okay. So hypothetically, let's just say that if anybody remembers shows at TV sitcoms, when people come to do a date, there's drinks, there's music, mood lighting. Come on, it's fun, you know it.
No, it's not.
So what you're basically saying is
You have a drink to
location-
relax so you're more comfortable.
Okay.
Okay. Or, hey, we're just going to make sure you stay thirsty. Would you at least like some water?
Okay, so we're gonna make sure you
Okay.
stay hydrated.
So, the very first couple that we ever hooked up with,
Right.
I got several glasses of wine. You got one beer. So,
Yes.
is that a date?
No. No,
Okay.
no,
Okay.
no.
Okay. So, drinks are allowed.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you. You're allowed to serve beverages. Yes.
Okay. So then, music. Well, you just gonna have dead air?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm okay. So
So
mood music's okay.
okay. So music versus porn playing on the TV because a lot of people do that. I'll go with
You mean
music.
for a hookup they have porn playing on the TV to get stuff?
I know. As long as it wasn't. What was that one that first hookup?
Oh my god, the one that was like angry butt sex and the dudes
Oh,
are
and we're just like,
we're all like, okay, that's just fucking gross.
and the
dude.
girlfriend's like, I don't really find this appropriate. Thank God. Because I don't either. Granted, he had all the lights on.
That's true.
But when things got down, he whipped all them fuckers off.
the lights.
And towels, blankets on the ground, and everything else.
So it doesn't matter how many people are there, like 4 or 2. Just
No.
saying. Okay. So basically, what? So I
Because couples can date couples, right?
So what I'm understanding this is the true definition of a date is food.
No. It's going out trying to form a bonding relationship. There you go. That sounds better, doesn't it?
So all those shows and TV shows where that they were gonna have a date over and they had wine chilling and they had mood music and they had the lights turned down low and everything cleaned up. That wasn't a date. They lied to us through all those years.
Do you believe everything you watch on TV?
I'm just saying. It's good to know. So dinner and location is what classifies as a date. Guess who's not getting laid in the next week? Thank you. That would be me. All right. That seems like a good place to end before we have to start the next Kasbh show, which is Cole's divorced. So just want to take this opportunity. Thank you guys all for listening. Again, shout out to our sponsors, www.swingtowns.com. Register today for free. That's again, www.swingtowns.com. and follow us /Crazy Truth. Register. Make sure you put on there that you were referred by the Crazy Truth on there, and also the American Dream. Again, the American Dream, always one hell of a party. 7402 F Street in Omaha, Nebraska. Also, if you get the opportunity, make sure you please follow us on a couple of different places. You can follow our Facebook page, which is just the Crazy Truth. You can also follow us on Twitter. It's @TruthCrazy. That's right, I fucked that up when I set it up. @TruthCrazy. Techie's not my thing.
Way to go.
Also, if you'd like to become a patron of us and help support us, you can visit our Patreon, www.patreon.com/K Crazy, K Kasbh. And what else we got going on? Oh, yeah, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Wow, it's my first day. It's just the Kasbh channel. You can look up Crazy Tooth, see our videos on there. Subscribe and like our videos. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So doing it the Facebook page. Again, don't forget the Facebook. We love the Facebook page. Again, Crazy Truth on the Facebook page. Guys, again, thank you so much. We love y'all. Hey, doing it the only way I know how and the only way I want to, Kasbh style. Out.
Bye, y'all.